What's going on, everybody? Okay, so I want to give you an update on a tool that I bought a while back. I actually did a video on this impact driver. It's one of the Kobalt half-inch impact drivers, and it worked good for a little while, and then it kind of got intermittent, so I decided to take it back, and actually I upgraded it to what you have here. But I kind of want to give you a rundown of what I had to go through to take that tool back to Lowe's, since it was not quite a year old, but almost a year old. Now, there are 5-year warranties on these tools, and but there's only a 30-day warranty on returning them to Lowe's, and then you actually have to contact Kobalt after that, which wasn't a big deal. I drove to Lowe's, and then they told me that. So I came back home, and I contacted Kobalt. Kobalt, in return, told me that I would have to take it back to Lowe's. Lowe's said I might have to return it to Kobalt, but Kobalt said no. And they gave me a case number. Now, they can either give you a case number or they can give you an RA number, which is a return authorization number. They can give you either one of the two. They gave me a case number, which kind of threw Lowe's off. And if they do that, what they do is they just delete out the RA part of it and just put in the case number, is what they did with mine. And the bad thing is, I got that tool as a Christmas present. And when they refunded the money, you can ask them to put it on a gift card, and they will do that. But they didn't ask me about that. They just stuck it back on the credit card, and it wasn't my credit card. So in return, I didn't get the money to put down on this one, which is fine. I needed an impact gun, so I just went ahead and bought one. I called my buddy that got me that for Christmas. I said, hey, you should see $150 back on your credit card as a positive, not a negative, like it came off. So that was the experience I went through to return that. It took a little while to get all that done. When I called Kobalt, they're having crazy wait times because of COVID. I actually waited so long, it told me that I had to either request a callback or just call back. So I requested a callback. They actually called me back, and when they did, I waited again so long. Now, they called me back this time when it was my turn in line, and I waited so long again, and this was like 2 hours later, that they told me the same thing. I either had to request a callback or call back. So I requested another callback, and the third time I got called, they actually had somebody on the line, and that's when, it was a really nice man named Rudy, and that's when we got it all straightened out. But let me show you what I got. I replaced it with this. It is the new XTR series. Now, I'm not sure exactly 100% what the torque and stuff was on the other one. It seems like it was something like 800 or 1,000 foot-pounds of breakaway torque, and it was something like 400, 450 or something like that. Don't quote me on that. That's somewhere around there, of tightening torque. This new one is 1,200 foot-pounds of breakaway and 750 foot-pounds of tightening force. Now, I checked that with DeWalt, and I know DeWalt and Milwaukee and them are supposedly better tools. But I have a ton of Kobalt tools, and this is the only issue I've ever had with a Kobalt tool. And it would just become intermittent. Like, I would take one off, go to take off the second lug nut, the tool wouldn't work the first time I pulled the trigger. I could let off, hit again, and it would work. So it just become intermittent. It still worked, but it was just intermittent, and I was afraid it would fail, later on. So I went ahead and replaced it. But this one has way more breakaway torque and tightening torque than the other one did. And the man at Lowe's, I'm not 100% sure if this is true, but the man at Lowe's told me that the batteries were interchangeable. So, I'm assuming they are. I can actually run inside once we get open and grab one of the other batteries and make sure. But that's why I went back with a Kobalt, because I have several Kobalt batteries, and I just couldn't see buying a DeWalt, which was about $60, $70 more for the half-inch Big Daddy DeWalt versus this one. And this one actually says it has more torque. But for now, we're just going to break this thing open, see what we get in the box, because I've actually seen one at Lowe's, but I've never actually handled it because they had it tightened down so tight that you couldn't actually get to it. We'll take that off. This loose. Slide the box out, and then there's another little zip tie right here that we have to cut, and we should be in. So let me turn the camera down We'll look and see what's in it. Okay, I'll let you guys see before I see. There's what you get in the box. Don't know what that foam's for. Guess it's just to help protect it. Crazy rubber smell. Crazy. So here's the battery. This is the new looking battery. It does have like a little bit of a rubber here on the bottom, but this is the new look. It's only got one bar. Seems like some of the other ones come fully charged. Standard charger. No big deal there, just your standard charger. And then your big bad daddy impact gun. This thing is huge. Now, I do want to know if these batteries will interchange, so I am actually going to run inside right now and grab one of my fully charged batteries, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now for the moment of truth. I have one of the old batteries. Here they are together. Actually, the new 4.0 is actually way smaller. Well, I say smaller. It's smaller height-wise, but it's actually a little bit longer. But I want to know if this will actually work. Yes, it will actually work, which is pretty awesome. I know this is about dead, but feels about the same. This battery seems a little tighter when I put it on. It could just be because it's new and maybe the edges of this one is actually wore down a little bit where I've used it so much. But I want to tell you, I have noticed something about this one versus the other one. When I hit the trigger, it jerks a little bit, but it doesn't seem to jerk as much. It does have like an anti-vibration technology, and maybe that's what does it. But this one is actually way more beefier than the other one. It was about $100 to $120 more expensive than the normal one, but it should work way, way better. And that was on setting 2. This one has different settings. Oh yeah, listen to this. If I turn it down to setting 1, setting 2, setting 3. That's where you get your power at right there. It is brushless. It does have a little light here. I don't think the other one had a little light right there, to tell you the truth. But I can take it or leave that. I'm not really going to need a little light for the most part. Maybe if I'm working underneath the truck or something like that, maybe. But those little lights, I usually use a headlamp if I'm going to do something like that. But it does have like a big rubber collar on the end, so if you hit something with it or something, you're not going to damage the tool or whatever painted surface that you're around. This may help protect that as well. It is not light. This thing is heavy. If you use this all day, you're going to know it because it is very, very weighty. I'm just super excited that these batteries actually interchange with this tool because I had several of these batteries right here from other tools that I had. But I just wanted to show you this, give you an update on the other one, and tell you that after about 5 to 8 uses, I can't exactly remember how many times I used it. It wasn't a lot, but 5 to 8 uses, it would come intermittent. I could hit the trigger, take off whatever I was doing, hit the trigger the second time, and it wouldn't do anything. So it just become intermittent, and I knew that was a sign that eventually it was just going to quit working altogether. So I went ahead and took it back and upgraded to this. So this is the brand new Kobalt XTR, and it should be a beast, I hope. If this one tears up, I may switch to something like Milwaukee or DeWalt, but those tools are a lot more expensive for a 1/2-inch version. So I'm hoping this is a good tool and I don't have to do that. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.